We're at the Dunedin Library with Phyllis Gorshe, the head librarian, or the library director, excuse me. And we're going to ask her a few questions, and she's going to tell us what is so very cool about the Dunedin Library. How long have you been with the library?
Right. So I have worked at the Dunedin Library for 22 years. I started as a library assistant and then a reference librarian and then a youth librarian, head of youth services, and I've been the library director for 11 years now.
Awesome, awesome. And you mentioned at our Rotary the other day, but what are the qualifications to be a librarian at this library?
So most people, when they think of library workers, they think we're all volunteers. But we actually, our librarians all have their master's degree in library and information science and usually have some experience. And most librarians have worked through the ranks. So they've been a library aide where they've been a shelver, a library assistant, and most people have experience in the library world before becoming a librarian. Try to be brief because we've got so many great things, but Dunedin Library is so unique because it's the oldest library in Pinellas County. It was founded in 1895, actually before Dunedin even became an incorporated city. So libraries are very important to our city. We are open 6 days a week. We are open in the evenings. We have programs for kids, teens, and adults, along with our great core services of having story times and obviously checking out books and DVDs and all of our online resources, which are amazing.
Okay. What are some of the unique programs you offer that a lot of people would not expect from a library?
I always say we have special services here, secret services. We have a wonderful program of homebound delivery. So if a Dunedin resident is homebound or maybe has a surgery and can't drive or things like that, we deliver books. We find out what are your likes and we'll deliver books to your home on a monthly basis. We have Wi-Fi hotspots that you can check out, and that's sponsored by our foundation. So if you're traveling or maybe there's a few of you working from home and you need some more access, our Wi-Fi hotspots give you internet access and you can check those out for 2 weeks. We have seeds, so you can check out seeds. Obviously, we don't want you to bring them back. We want you to get out there and plant. So we have an old card catalog in our main lobby, and you can check out seeds and plant. We have educational programs to go with that. So if you're not a green thumb, you can learn some tips and tricks from our garden club and our community garden, which we love all of those. And museum passes. So we have, with your library card, you can check out a museum pass to many of the museums in Pinellas County for free.
Cool. Do you have a favorite program?
I'm partial to our story times. I was the head of youth services for 9 years. I love seeing the little ones and as they grow, and I get visitors that came to my story times, and we just had a few that graduated, and I've been to weddings of some of our kids that have been in our story time. So I just think the story time program is a wonderful thing for our families, especially if you're a parent or a caregiver. It's free. It's a great time to meet other adults and kind of code switch from being with the kids all day. And it's just an outing and you make friends, and it's such a great part of our community. So I love that. And our homebound delivery, I can't say enough great things about that.
That's a cool program.
Yeah.
Can you recall any unusual or funny incidents
that
you can talk about?
We have a lot of funny incidents. I think some of the things that are always unique is what we find in our book drop. We will find some unique things inside our book drop. One time we did find like fish guts. It was very weird. But you know, we're right by the beach and fishing, so someone accidentally could have put something in there. But I think what is my funniest is we had one evening an alarm went off at like 10 o'clock at night, and I came with our facilities people, and we checked out the building, and just were walking around, and people were walking up like, is the library open? And I don't know where they came from, but they were ready for us to be open at, midnight. They had no problem. So.
What do you think is the best thing about having a library in Dunedin?
There's many things of why having a library in Dunedin is so important. I think it shows our longevity by being in Dunedin for so long. It's a community gathering spot, and everyone, no matter what socioeconomic level you are, is welcome. Your access is free. There's so many things to do. It's not just education, it's fun as well. And I just see us as part of the walkability and sustainability of our town, that you can utilize the library in the library or remotely. And we're so part of everything in our community, from our schools to our chamber to the downtown. And of course, being next door to the Blue Jays is pretty cool.
Yeah, that would be fun. I would think so.
Books and baseball.
Yep.
Can't go wrong.
There you go. One other thing, we have little book stands peppered all around downtown Dunedin. Could you talk about those real briefly?
Sure. So those are little free library boxes, and that's a nationwide, actually a worldwide. You can find them all over. We started in Dunedin in 2013 with the one by the trail. The Friends of the Library sponsored that box. We have so many in our town, I've kind of lost track. I think we're about 20 of them. They're on school property, they're in our parks. And it's just a great way to, you can take a book, leave a book, and it's for everyone. And I think our community has embraced those, where people will call me and say, oh, I put some books in that little free library box, or I'm going on vacation and I usually put stuff in those boxes. And we've even had people that have traveled to Dunedin and took a book, and when they got home, wherever they lived, they sent us books to put back in the box.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's just a great connector. So I feel like our domain of the library gets spread out throughout the city.
Yeah, and I know we've used it in the past and put a lot of books in those.
Love it.
All over the place.
Yes, wonderful.
Well, we don't want to take up any more of your time. I really appreciate your time and talking a little bit about the Dunedin Library, because it is really a cool library. Oh, one more thing. How many people use the library?
So we are right now, pre-pandemic, we would have almost 400,000 people visit our library. This past month, we, as we're picking things back up, we had about 18,000 last month. So
that's cool. For a little town like Dunedin to have that many people, it's a cool place to be.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Phyllis. We really appreciate it.
Thank you so much for being here.
Okay.